Good morning everybody and welcome to another video on sorting. So in this video we will take a look at the procedure of selection sort. So in the previous video we had already learned about bubble sort and the technique behind it, and now it is our turn to learn more about selection sort. So first of all we need to get ourselves acquainted with the theoretical aspect of selection sort, and for that I will refer to this article on selection sort that is available at geeksforgeeks.com, and I'll leave a link for this article down in the description below. So what it says is that the selection sort algorithm sorts an array by repeatedly finding the minimum element considered in ascending order from the unsorted part and putting it at the beginning. The algorithm maintains two sub-arrays in the given array, the sub-array which is already sorted and the remaining sub-array which is unsorted. So in every iteration of selection sort, the minimum element, considering that we are performing the sort in ascending order, of course. So if we had sorted the array in descending order, then instead of minimum element we would have considered the maximum element. So the minimum element considering ascending order from the unsorted subarray is picked and moved to the sorted subarray. So the following example explains the above steps. Now we will take a look at an example. So here you can see that here is an array of numbers consisting of 5 numbers. So first of all what we will do is we will pick the first number, because the array is starting, the loop is starting from index 0. So the first number here is 64. So here we will consider the first number, that is 64, to be the minimum number, and then we will take a look at the rest of the array. So here we will start another loop. There will be two loops. One is the I, using the I loop or any other variable, which will be the outer loop, and I will start from 0 and it will go up to n-1, and there will be another inner loop which will be the j loop or any other variable which is different from the loop of counter of the outer variable. So and that loop will be employed to scan the remaining elements of the array and to check whether there is any number which is even smaller than the currently selected number. So as of this as far as this array is concerned, you can see that there is the number 64, and 64 is the here it is larger. So while we are starting out with our loop for the first time, we will take 64 and treat it as the minimum number, and then we will scan the remaining numbers in the array one by one, and we will select the number which is shortest out of all these. So here you can see there is a number 11. So immediately after 64 there is 25. So now the value of min will be replaced with 25, because 25 is lesser than 64. Then the value of 25 will be compared to 12, and then 12 will be compared to 22, and after that it will be compared to 11. So finally the variable min will be assigned 11, and there will be another variable called minpos, which you will see when we are exploring the program code. So minpos will be used to break out the position of the current minimum variable. Okay, so the element at the first position, that is the one pointed to by the I loop, that will be swapped with the minimum element. So 64 will come to last and 11 will go to the beginning. Now here you can see after this has been rearranged, we will go to I with the value of I, that is we are assuming the loop counter used in the outer loop will be I. So it gets incremented by 1, and then it points to the second element, that is 12. So now we will take 12 and we will consider it to be the minimum number, and then using j loop, which will start from I plus 1, we will check the remaining numbers of the array. And what we will do is we will check whether there are any numbers available which are lesser than 12. But we can see that 12 is the lowest out of all the available numbers, so this position of 12 is okay and it doesn't need to be changed. So after that we will take 25 and 22, these two will be interchanged, because out of these two, 22 is lower than 25. Alright, and now 25 and 64, these two are also at their appropriate positions, so they don't have to be changed. So in every iteration we will pick a number and consider it to be the minimum number. Like here we are starting with 64, and 64 is being considered the minimum number, and then we will start a loop which will start from I plus 1 and it will go up to n minus 1, and it will take all the it will scan all the elements in steps, and then it will check whether there is any number or not which is even lower than 64. So if there is any number which is lowest out of all these, that is selected as the current minimum number, and both of these elements are interchanged. So the entire list of numbers is sorted in this manner. So now let us take a look at the program code. So here we have a class called select1, and we have written our code inside this class. So here we have a method called selection sort, and as a parameter we are passing the array and the total number of elements, which is being represented by n. So minimum is the variable which is being used to record the value of the current minimum number, and minimum position is being used to record the position of the current minimum number. So I equals to 0, I less than n minus 1, and I plus plus less than equals n minus 1 and I plus plus, and the variable which is being pointed to by the loop counter I, we are considering it to be the minimum variable, and the position of the minimum variable that is being stored in min pos, and that is being given by the counter I. And next, as I told you before, we are starting a j loop which is starting from I plus 1, and it is scanning the remaining numbers of the array and finding the any number which is lower than the currently selected minimum number. So if it comes across any number which is lower than the currently selected minimum number, it simply interchanges that number with the current minimum number. Alright, so here in case of the example that we have here, so 64 was treated as the minimum number initially. So this assume that the value of I is 0, so min equals to, here it says min equals to ai, so min is equal to 64, and now we are starting the j loop, and we are scanning through the rest of the numbers in steps, and what we will do is we will find the minimum number out of all these, the lowest number that is, and we will replace it with 64, and we will swap their positions. So 11 will go to the position of 64, and 64 will come to the position of 11. So this thing happens here, and the entire program is done like this. So here the swapping takes place. So initially we are using a temporary variable by the name of temp to copy the value of ai, then the value of min pos is being copied to ai, and the value of a value stored in ai is being copied to min pos from temp. And here we have another input array program, a method which is being used to accept numbers in the array, and print sorted array is used to print the numbers in the sorted array once the sorting is over. And in the main method we have an object of the scanner class, we have an object of select1 class, and now we declare the array which is of size 20, and we take a number n, and the number of elements which will be entering in n, which will be entering in the array, that is being decided by n. So while entering the value of n, we must make sure that the number that we are entering, that is either 20 or less than 20. So if the size of the array is 20, and we give the length of the array as something called say 30 or 40 or anything bigger than 20, then we will get an array index out of bounds error. So n is being used to control the numbers which will be entering into the array for our convenience. So input array is being invoked, and we will use the input array function to enter numbers in the array. Then selection sort function is being used to sort the numbers in using selection sort mechanism, and print sorted array is being used to print the sorted array of numbers. So now let me run the program quickly. Length of the array I am giving it as 6. So once again I will enter 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the elements in array after sorting are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is all there is to know about selection sort. If you still have doubts, I would strongly recommend that you check out this article on selection sort that is available at geeksforgeeks.com. It's a very well written article, and they have explained everything in a very lucid manner. And if you still have doubts, you can leave your questions or queries in the comment section, or you can get in touch with me. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in my next video. Have a nice day.